Hello everyone, I'm Well Bogat. Welcome to my channel. Today I'll be reviewing Angel, a figure from the Dark Desires lineup. Initially I planned to order only this one figure from the lineup. I keep waiting to call them dolls, but no, there are figures from BBI. So at first I wanted to get only Alaqua, but since there are only two figures in this line, I just couldn't choose. I thought I might not be able to find Angel later, so I decided to buy both. That's why there will be two reviews. One will cover the brand's history and the Angel figure, and the other will be dedicated to Alaqua. Let's start with a little background on the company and brand history. Dark Desires is a figure lineup from BBI, as I mentioned earlier. In 2005, Alaqua and Angel were released, and in 2006, Joda was introduced as an exclusive for Comic-Con. So this line consists of just 3 figures. The exclusive distributor of Dark Desires was Merit International. The exclusive distributor of Dark Desires was Merit International. BBI is a subsidiary of Blue Box Toys. The company was founded in 1952 in China. Their products range also included one of 6 scale models of military, police and firefighting personnel. The website is still active, but now Blue Box focuses on selling products and toys for young children. Besides Dark Desires, BBI also released a lineup called Cool Girl, or CJ for short. At first glance, the bodies of this figure, Alaqua and Angel, look very similar to the ones from the CG lineup, but we will compare them during the unboxing to find out if they really are the same. The faces in Dark Desires and CG are either identical or at least very similar. It's possible they were borrowed from Cool Girl. Before I put the Alaqua box aside, I'd like to compare the packaging. There are actually very few differences. The main one is color. The artwork is almost identical. Angel's box features lace patterns that resemble ruffles, while Alaqua's has simple strokes, more like an outline. Angel's box has a silver metallic color scheme, whereas Alaqua's features red tones. The logos are exactly the same, with identical curves and designs, only the colors differ. Below you can see the character names along with an identical emblem and company logo for BBI. You may notice that Alaqua's box is dark red while Angel's is black. By the way, you might think the boxes are stained with something, but no, if you look closely, you'll see that it's just a printed design of drops or splatters. I'm not sure what is it exactly. Alaqua's box is slightly dented here, and again, we see the lace trim design on Angel's box. While Alaqua's features a heraldic cross, it looks as if it were carved from stone or is simply a decorative pattern. The color schemes differ, but that's about it. If you're curious, the other sides of the box are identical and the figures are placed in plastic inserts shaped like these crosses, keeping them safe from dust and outside elements. This is how the bottom of the boxes looks. The backs of the boxes are also identical, except Alaqua's has more text, which we'll go over in the next review. For this one, we'll just read this part. Another small difference is that the Merit International distributor logo is missing from Alaqua's box. Angel lives in the shadows and has chosen a lifestyle that is individual and diverse. Those who celebrate the dark recesses of the human psyche do so unashamedly and travel in their own subculture, with their own graphic art, literature, music and fashion. Angel lives among them as a free thinker with a deep interest in magic, mysticism and numerous other topics that are often considered taboo. Angel longs to live in a world with no prejudice. Her dark desire is that with help from others, she will find it. Let's take a glimpse at Angel in the box before we take her out for a closer look. The background of the box is very simple, grey with abstract line and dot patterns. I've taken the figure out of the box. She's quite light. In the box she seemed more solid, but in reality she's made of very lightweight plastic. She feels fragile, so I'll need to handle her carefully. The accessories include pendants, not keychains but rather charms that I suspect can be attached to Angel's chain. There's some kind of occult symbol, a skull. I wonder what they're made of. They're plastic, very light. There's a cross with a snake, I think, and some abstract patterns that I can't quite make out. Plus a skull and crossbones and another little cross. Very gothic. Now let's take a look at this. This is Angel's headpiece. It's like a bonnet that can be tied under her chin. Or you can leave it untied, I'm not sure. You can also tie it at the back of her head and it will look something like this. When I first saw Angel, I was really impressed by her makeup. I'd never seen this style before. It's gothic but with a completely white painted face, almost like theatrical makeup. Angel is a Gothic Lolita, or as I read on a website dedicated to dark desires, a Harajuku Gothic geisha. There's definitely a mix of styles, maybe a bit chaotic, not quite like the Harajuku style, but there are some common elements. However, I think she learned more Gothic. I spent some time carefully tying her bonnet. The ribbons are very stiff, but I managed to make something presentable. The figure is 30 centimeters tall, slightly taller than a standard Monster High doll, even though Cleo is on a stand. The print quality is excellent. There are no smudge details or dirty prints, everything looks great. From what I can tell, the figure's entire head is molded from white plastic, even the back with no markings. Angel's mouth is slightly open, revealing sculpted teeth. She has dark brown lipstick, one red eye, one blue, and thin eyebrows. Thin eyebrows are an essential part of the Gothic style. Around her neck is a fox leather choker with a metal buckle. The hair is very unruly. No matter how much I try to smooth it down, it keeps getting frizzy. It looks similar to the hair of modern Monster High dolls. The routine is a bit sparse, but the top of the head is painted in the same color as the hair, which makes it less noticeable. But for a figurine, the routine is actually great, considering it's not a fashion doll. I think it's pretty decent. A chain runs through her entire Lolita outfit, starting at the neck with a ring. Then the chain splits in two, wraps around her waist, and looks like this from the back. The Lolita dress has a Velcro closer and it's covered in lace frills, so the lace design on the box is very fitting. She also has something like an apron, similar to what classic anime maids wear. There are two satin bows, plus one on each sleeve. The sleeves are puffed and almost looks like gloves. There are just pieces of fabric and then the arms are painted white. From a distance they look like full gloves. She is making a gesture, maybe showing peace, or perhaps it has some Gothic cultural meaning. I really like how flexible her hands are. Now look at how layered the shirt is. There are two very voluminous layers, and if you straighten them out, they add a lot of volume to the outfit. There is one layer of lace, followed by a second white layer and another white layer with a hem. One layer has lace, while the other is just black fabric. Next, she has fishnet stockings, or rather fishnet ties. There are also additional stockings with separate lace garters sewn onto the black stockings. The stockings end at the ankles, just like how the gloves end at the wrists. And now we see the shoes. The shoes are black with a very unusual heel. I love it. The shoes have laces and look like big boots. I couldn't get the doll to stand on her own at first, but after some patience I managed to do it. When I tried to take off her shoes, she soles came off with them. I feel like they're solid pieces. Yeah, I think the shoes aren't removable, they come off only with feet. They're very rigid. Now I'll show you step by step how everything is attached and how the costume pieces interact. Here's what the stocking looked like when removed. Her body might have gotten stained by the clothing. Yes, it doesn't come off, but I only played to undo the figurine for this review, so it's not a big deal. If you're wondering, no, it's not broken, that's just how the joint looks. The shoes attach to the feet and fit into a slot like this. And that's it, it holds in place this way. Now let's check if the hands are removable. These hands are very flexible and looks really sturdy. There is no feeling that the pins are fragile or about to break. No, everything is great. Now let's take off her dress. I want to compare whether her body resembles a cool girl figure. I've removed the dress, it's well sewn and sturdy. Here we have a BBI 2005 tag. This is how the doll's body looks. I wonder if the head is removable. I tried to carefully put it off. Honestly, I'm scared, it's really tight. I won't risk it. I carefully move the chain aside. Now let's examine the body. Does it resemble a cool girl figure? Let's compare. Yes, it looks very similar to cool girl figures. Look at what I managed to do. I was assembled to remove her chest. As weird as that sounds, I always get nervous when handling old dolls like this. But no, it doesn't come off completely. Let me just show you what's inside. There's a pin that connects everything to the head. Looks like I'll have to remove the head after all. The material of the chest, whether it's plastic or rubber, is different from the plastic used for the rest of the body. She has many articulated parts and the body is very sturdy. I love it. Even though it creaks a little, it feels really solid. Here how the back of the doll looks. Some parts feel a bit flimsy. There are already some chips or slight separations, although the body is heavily stained from the outfit. I probably won't do anything about it. Honestly, I don't mind since she'll stay in her original outfit just like Alakwa. She bends like this. The articulations is great. I think it's cool. There is an engraving on her lower back. 2000 blue box made in China. I am happy with this figure even though she's very old. 18 or 19 years, the quality has held up well over time. She spent all those years in the box and everything is still in good condition. I was really curious to see an action figure body like this. It's the first time I've ever seen one in person. Guys, friends, I'm absolutely thrilled with this doll figurine. I'll call her that. She is super poseable and her outfit is well made. The body staining doesn't matter to me. It was easy to undress and redress her. There is no feeling that the body is fragile or about to crumble in my hand. The articulation is fantastic, the design is well thought out, and the Gothic Lolita style is just amazing. Soon I'll be reviewing the second doll from this line, Alakwa. Let me know your thoughts on this figure in the comments. I'm Val Borgat. See you soon. Thank you for watching. Bye.